morning. What is up? What is up, my gorgeous Facebook family? How's everybody going today? You're here with Kylie Pax, Australia's emotional eating coach, and you know the drill. I'm here to empower you to take control of your relationship with food, create that body and a life that you love more than chocolate because you get to do it all, bam, on your terms. I'm so excited to be here with you today. If you're joining me here live, throw me some love in the comments box, throw me an emoji and let me know that you're here, because today I am giving you a really short and sweet message. Thank you so much. I'm giving you a short and sweet message. We are talking today about adrenal fatigue, willpower, and chocolate cookies. I know, such an odd combination, right? But here's what we're drilling down into today. For those of you, thank you, Rachel's here. It's so great to see you here, babe. Thank you for the love. If I've never told this to you before, if I've never shared this with you before, and a lot of you do know, I know a lot of you know that I have low thyroid. And one of the very fun things that comes, is Alice, thank you so much, babe. One of the very fun things that comes as a side dish with low thyroid low thyroid condition is you can have adrenal fatigue. It's sort of never-ending fun, right? It's like your little show bag. It's like, you know, the universe goes, oh, here's some low thyroid for you. And by the way, here's your consolation prize. You also can have some adrenal fatigue. And like, oh, thanks so much. So I'm sharing this with you today because very often we feel like really down when these things come across, and when they happen to us, we feel like I'm the victim and what has happened to me, and this doesn't seem to be happening to other people, and what have I done wrong? Why am I being punished? But, you know, sometimes you can live the healthiest lifestyle in the world. You can be at your natural body weight. You can do whatever. And you just get dealt these particular cards. And I'm sort of bringing it up today because I've known for a few months now that I could feel the symptoms of adrenal fatigue were coming back. Now, I've dealt with the low thyroid for like probably 15 or so years, probably like a long time, right? And in general, I take my thyroxine, everything is good, right? It's fine. But occasionally, when I don't take care of myself, or I push myself too hard, or I eat too much sugar, guilty, right? Moment of silence. Any number of factors, right? Stress, you can be doing everything right and stress comes at you and it freaks you right out. I could feel for a couple of months now, the signs were there, and I was just like, no, ignore it, and just keep pushing forward. And today, well, actually it started yesterday, and today I just woke up and it had hit me like a ton of bricks. I was like, oh my gosh. I could barely move, I could barely function, I could barely breathe, because just raising your chest to breathe is like so exhausting that you're like, I cannot, right? So here's the thing, the reason that I share this with you. Firstly, because I want to, for anybody who is suffering with these conditions, I want you to know you're not alone. Not alone, oh my gosh. Secondly, and most importantly, I want you to know you have choices. Choices. Because you see me every day, right? Australia's emotional eating coach. You see it. You see this, right? I want you to know I'm not naturally jumping out of bed like this. It's not, no, not so much. Some days it's like, oh God, really? But I make a decision and I make a choice about who I want to be and how I want to conduct myself during that day. And based on that, knowing that I always have the power to do that, I make my decision and move forward. Now, today, I want to sort of share with you, the reason I'm saying this is because we've started our week with the general gist of ditching like the hardcore plans and adopting some more of just a general structure, right? Releasing yourself from the strategies and all the fancy things we're going to do, and just adopting a more general and gentle structure to your lives. And that's what I really used today. I was like, listen, I really want to work out every day. I want to do these things. I'm committed to doing that. But I had a choice to make today because I was really, really tired. So it was like, okay, how do I handle it? How do I want to handle it? What's going to make me feel good and what is going to make me feel bad? So I weighed it up in my head. It's like, if I do no movement at all, is that going to work? Because I was extremely exhausted. Extremely, right? Yeah, thank you. If I do no movement, Because if my body needs no movement, I'll do that. But how am I going to feel mentally afterwards? I thought, not great, not. So I thought, what can I do without completely draining and depleting myself? And based on that, I made an empowering choice. And I just jumped on the treadmill, short period of time, way less like, normally I'm on there, but the incline is like this, I'm powering up the hill. It was just very gentle. I just walked for a short period of time. And I was like on Facebook, I had a great time, right? So that was fantastic. But I made that choice from a place of power and knowing I had the end goal in mind. The end goal in mind was my end goal to completely skip any form of, physical movement and just eat crap all day and then feel really bad about myself by the end of the day. No, I know clearly in my mind what my end goal is. I want to come out of this today, not completely dragging myself along the floor because I'm so tired, but to know that I'm coming at myself and the decisions I make from a place of love and kindness, and that I can still do things in a just much more modified form than you normally would, right? So this is why I share this with you. I know so many of you reach out to me sometimes because you have thyroid conditions as well. And we don't often address the adrenal side of things. And you don't have to have a thyroid condition to be completely exhausted. So take what I'm sharing with you today and just adapt it for you, right? But exhaustion is so big in the way that we run our lives. So I really want to put the message through to you today that it's okay to go slow. And it's okay there is no rush. There's no race to the finish line. You don't need to look at somebody else and go, oh, she's so far ahead of me and they've got more weight loss than me. They've got more money than me. They've got a better car, better family, better partner than me. Like, no, the constant measuring, right? Thank you so much. The constant measuring is only going to do your head in. You are exactly where you're supposed to be on your path and your journey. And you're there for a reason, right? Me sitting around going, oh, why adrenal fatigue? Well, if I really wanted to analyze it, I've been eating way too much recently, sugars, and not necessarily even refined sugars, although, it was my birthday the other week. There was quite a bit of sugar there. And then last weekend, you heard me say it was my uncle's birthday and we celebrated my birthday at the same time. So it was refined sugars. And, I had an amount that I was, happy with, but I don't think my body was particularly happy. And it's real. I know that over time, it's not like a one-off and then bam, you're out of action. This has been creeping around for a little while and I knew it, but I was kind of ignoring it and thinking, it's what we do. It's what we do. We if somebody said to you, do you gamble? You would go, oh no, no, not me. I don't gamble. No, that's hideous. I don't do gambling. Well, let me tell you, and I'll lay it on the table, we gamble all the time. If you're an emotional eater and if you have a goal of, I've got a particular amount of weight that I would really like to get off my body because I'm not comfortable in the body that I'm in right now, but you consistently sort of sabotage your own progress. Like, I'll just have a little bit of this. I'll just have a little bit of that. Oh, this is not really that much. Can't be that bad. I'll just have a little bit, right? We're gambling. You're gambling. You're saying, how much can I get away with before I actually start gaining weight back? Can I get away with just one slice of this? Can I get away with 3 of those cookies today? It's a gamble. I want you to look at it for what it really is. We are gambling every time we are eating things that we don't want. We know that we don't need, or we do want them, but we know we don't need them. We know we don't need them. We know our body doesn't need them, but we want them. And so it's a gamble. It's like a little game that we play, right? I'm just playing my fancy game. Let me see if I can get away with this. And then you weigh yourself the next day and you're like, yes, I got away with it, right? I got away with it. There was no consequence. Didn't gain weight. So you try and do it again the next day and the next and the next. Then eventually you lose. You cannot win at that game, right, of gambling. You cannot win at that game. Eventually you lose. Yes. Hey, Johnny's in the house. Alice is here. Oh, it's so great to have you here. Yeah, Rachel's going, yeah, I also have low thyroid, so I understand the exhaustion. Yeah, I know. You and me both, baby. It is hideous. Thank you so much. Quartz is here. Alice, yeah, this is great. I had a moment of realization with something today. I have to listen to my body. Yes. Did something. Oh, we're back. Did something weird to my neck, and exercise is not an option at the moment. Yep. Over the last couple of days, I've been eating because I was sitting on the couch feeling sorry for myself. I know, this is what we do. I realized this morning just how silly this was, as now I just feel tired and bloated when I should have been. Yeah, should have been looking after myself. Today I'm just doing the best I can and eating great, nourishing food, and I'm looking forward to getting back out and being active when I can. Yes, exactly. We turn to food for so many reasons, and very little of them have anything to do with hunger. We use it for comfort. We use it for, oh, Michelle's here. It's so great to see you, honey. We use it for comfort. We use it as like love, you know, when you can't be with someone that you love, you don't have anyone that you love in your life. We use it for company. We use it for everything that, you know, really food packages should come with a label. Here is your lover, your friend, your BFF on a lonely night. Like, that's what we use food for. We don't use it because we are hungry. It's the last reason we eat. So this is what I want to share with you, really. In life, what we're talking about today, for those of you who are just joining us, we're talking about, I did sort of share with you the fact that I have low thyroid. I've had it for many, many years. And in general, that's under control, but in the main. However, one of the little, you know, consolation prizes that comes along with low thyroid is adrenal fatigue. And even as I talk to you right now, I am so freaking exhausted that I feel like I can hardly keep my eyes open. I want some little matchsticks, ding, so that I can stay open, stay awake. But it is what it is. It is what it is, right? And it's not a bad thing. We don't need to beat ourselves up. We don't need to feel sorry for ourselves. We don't need to get down about the whole matter. All we need to do is recognize that everything that's going on in your life, everything, whether you've just had a massive binge session or whether you've got, you know, a medical condition or something that is pulling you and dragging you down, making you not feel great, everything in your life is just an experience. It's just an experience, and you have the power to decide what you're going to do with that. What you're going to do with that experience. What you're going to do, are you going to take it and use it to empower you, or are you going to take it and squash yourself down, make yourself feel bad about yourself, right? Yeah, thank you so much. Lindsay's here. So this is the thing. From all of this that we've talked about today, what you're going to get from it is two things. Everything that you experience in your life, you're only going to be able to glean two pieces of information from it. You're going to get clarity and contrast. Clarity and contrast. You will know once you experience something, like what we said earlier here. Thank you so much. Yeah, what we said earlier about, here we go, with Alice. Yeah, sitting on the couch and eating whatever, you know, you're eating to comfort yourself. It gives you, you don't need to feel down about that decision. I'm like, okay, you can look back on it and go, right, not my brightest moment, not my shining star. However, I now have clarity because of the contrast. I know that I felt really bad when I did it. So that gives me the clarity now to move forward in the direction that I want to head. It's really about stopping the war with yourself and knowing that every decision that you make is okay. Not only is every decision that you make okay, it's all right. Every decision that you make is all right. You really can't make a wrong decision because you're going to get clarity and contrast from everything that you choose, and it's going to guide you back onto the path that you want to be on, and you know that ultimately you need to be on to reach your goal. So this is what we're talking about. Your job is not really to fix things in your life. Your job is to learn and love and grow from all of them. So I've got some little, so what's happened to me? I program notifications in my phone. Am I alone doing this? And then they pop up at the most inopportune times. But if you have any comments about this or anything that you want to share, throw it in the comments box now and let me know if you've got the low thyroid or suffer from adrenal fatigue as well, because it is not a fun situation. But turning to food is not going to make it better. It's only going to make it so much worse. So I decided today, this morning, as I was sort of journaling this out and thinking, OMG, like what is my next course of action? What is the next step that I want to take? Several words came to me, and they were all about restoring, renewing, reviving, resetting, recalibrating, and re-engaging with myself and my life in a way that is loving and kind and that works for me and is going to build me up instead of pulling me down and making me feel lower. So this is what we're on about this week. We are on about creating some general structure and guidelines and getting rid of the strict schedules. A schedule, like we talked about yesterday. If you missed yesterday's live stream, you've got to pop on over because this is the continuation, right? This is the part B, part 2. Yesterday we talked about the strict schedules that would have made me go, well, I get up at 4:45 every morning, right? I do. So my alarm went off at 4:45 this morning, and that's when I was like, tell me it's not that time already, right? My schedule, if I was on a strict schedule, I would have gone 4:45, get your butt out of bed, and I would have forced myself to do it. I would have forced myself on the treadmill, would have forced myself on the incline. I would have forced everything because it would have been according to my schedule that I have to stick to see results. Well, this week, the theme is more structure. We're ditching the hardcore schedules and we're adopting a general structure. The second I realized I don't need to stick to any schedule, I have just got a general structure. Now I had options. Now I had openness. Now I had expansiveness. I now had choices. So I could lie there and go, okay, yeah, my alarm's going off. It's 4:45, but I really am exhausted and I know why. It's legitimate. I'm not just lying there going, well, I watched Netflix all night and ate Doritos and so now I should sleep in. No, there's a medical reason. Like there's something going on and my body is crying out for rest. So I stayed there for a little longer. Then I hauled my butt out of bed and jumped on the treadmill, but gently. It wasn't a big thing. There was a little incline, but it was little, right? I was walking up a little hill at that point, right? Yeah, thank you so much. So this is what it's about. This is what it's about. And it's about knowing that if you ditch your strict schedule, it's going to be okay. You're not going to gain 45 kilos overnight. When you come at yourself from a place of love, and it's about resetting and recalibrating, renewing and reviving and re-engaging in your relationship with yourself from a loving and kind place instead of hardcore. There's a time and place for hardcore. Listen, I love me some hardcore action, right? I do. But there's a time and place, and you will know in your heart when it's going to go against your goals and what you're trying to achieve. Me knocking myself out on the treadmill this morning up the usual incline like this, that would not be helping me. It would not. It would in fact send me into probably a comatose state, and I would be completely unproductive for the rest of the day. And that's not what I want. I want to be able to engage to the best that I can from a kind and loving place. If I need to stop and rest, then I will, whatever. But it's time to make choices, food-wise, emotionally, and mentally, that build you up higher. You can release the strict schedules and just adopt a more open and expansive structure. You still know where you want to go. You're still going to get there. You just have now given yourself options and choices that are not going to make you feel really bad about yourself if you haven't done the exact right thing that you set out to do. So this is what I'm sharing with you today. And as you know, what's going on at the moment is Ditch the Diet Online Bootcamp with private coaching. We have 2 places left. We're actually started this week. There are 2 positions open. If this calls to you, if this is something that you've been thinking about and looking at and going, yeah, I need these permanent mind shifts, like, yeah, thank you so much. This is about uncovering and unraveling those self-limiting beliefs that keep holding us back and pulling us back every time we know we want to move forward. We know what it is that we want. It's not rocket science, but we can't seem to get there. This is what it's about. With the added component of private coaching, there is a one-on-one part to this now. And so there is no way to fail. There is no way to not get it right. There is no way to run away, because I'll be right there with you, making sure that you get the results that you want to get. It's really about leaving behind the old baggage so that you can finally accelerate your results and move forward. As you know, you've heard me say for several weeks now, we're about to launch into the final quarter of 2016. Like, it's not a joke anymore. It's not fun. There is no more time for fooling around. So if this is something that resonates with your heart, if this is something that you're thinking, yeah, I know I've been wanting to do this. I've been fooling around with this. I've been trying to do it myself for so long and I'm still not seeing the results that I want to get. If you know that you feel like you're doing everything right, but it's your relationship with food that's holding you back, then let me know. You can reach out to me via private message. I'll put the link up here as well. I'll put the link in the comments box for you. It's kyliepax.com/bootcamp private coaching. That's where you need to go. As I said, there was only 10 positions available and there are 2 still. So if you're wanting to join, there is still time, because really it's about getting you empowered with a clear focus so that you can move forward. And after the 6 weeks, your life will never be the same. You will have options, you will have expansiveness, you will have confidence and clarity to be able to move forward with no longer being scared, fearful that things are going to hold you back, because finally, for the first time, you know that you have control. Not the chocolate cake, not the chocolate cookies, but you. This is what it's all about. So I want to thank you so much. I have got, oh, Kyle's in the house. How are you going? Yeah, I've got to come over for snacks one day. Oh my God. Okay, yeah, there's not a whole lot of snacks here at the moment, I have to say. But yes, definitely Kyle's going to fly cross continent. We're going to have some snacks together. So this is where we're at today. I want to thank you so much to everybody who's joined me here live, and to all the replay watchers. I'm sending you enormous amounts of love. If you have any questions or if you have thyroid issues, adrenal fatigue issues, if it's something you want to talk to me about, privately, feel free to private message me. I'm more than happy to help you in any way that I can, because as you know, I understand full well. And so many of you have heard me say before, there is nothing you could say to me, nothing that would shock me or that I haven't already experienced or done 1,000 times, like 10,000 times worse ever. Right? I have been such a hardcore dieter for 30 years. I struggle with my relationship with food. There is nothing that you could have eaten, any amount you could have eaten. There is nothing you could say to me that would shock me, that would have me go, oh, no. Nothing. Nothing. I've seen it all before, and not only that, I've done it all before. So, and you know, as I say to you, the adrenal fatigue, the thyroid issues, all of it, it's so expansive. So if it's any of that you want to talk to me about, I'm more than happy to chat to you about it. Just send me a private message and we'll chat, because you can even hear, even my voice is tired today. I get it. I get it. I understand what it's like to feel disheartened. I understand what it's like to feel despair, not only around your relationship with food, but your health in general and your body in general. And you start to wonder, is this ever going to happen for me? Is this really for other people, for everybody else, but not for me? Am I ever going to be able to stand next to a chocolate cake without wanting to roll around in it naked? Yeah, I can assure you, you can. This is for you. It is for you. And the only person, if you've been here spending time with me today and you're watching this, from this point forward, it's a little hardcore, but I'm going to share it with you. From this point forward, if you don't take the aligned action, the only person holding you back now is you. Is you. Thank you so much for the love. You guys are so amazing. So thank you. Please do feel free to send me a private message. Join me at the bootcamp, kyliepax.com/bootcamp, private coaching. And I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow, because you know how we roll. Stefan's in the house. You have just jumped in at the end, baby. It's so great to see you here. You'll have to watch the little replay, because we're talking about all kinds of fun things, including adrenal fatigue and chocolate cookies. But I'm sending you big love. Thank you so much, Beth. Oh, please do go back and watch the replay, because I've shared with you some really, really great tips today to help you move forward in your life. But as I said, if this is something that you've been thinking about, if this is something that resonates with your heart and you're thinking, yeah, I know the only person holding me back at this point is me. I know that it's my relationship with food that is holding me back from seeing the results that I want to see with my body, then yeah, kyliepax.com/bootcamp, private coaching. Do come visit me. There are 2 places left. After that, doors close. I'm sending you enormous amounts of love. Thank you so much. Hey, honey, it's so great to see you here, Beth. I'm sending you enormous amounts of love, because the only person who does have the power to change your life is you. You don't need to get depressed about it. You don't need to get upset about it, because the very best part is you've got what it takes. Sending you love, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.